This week, Luis Enrique faced FC Barcelona at home for the first time since his departure in 2017. Even if it wasn't the same stadium, I'm sure he and the fans remembered all the memories they shared together. I mean, why not? He was the mastermind behind that legendary comeback against PSG 7 years ago, and he's the one who brought home 9 titles. That's why many consider him the best coach Barcelona had after Pep Guardiola left. So, when you look at what's been going on with Barcelona lately, it kind of makes you wonder why he left and why Barcelona let him go. Well, to really get why he decided to leave, let's start from the beginning and go all the way to the day he announced his decision, because a lot went down during that time. And let's go back after the departure of Pep Guardiola in 2012, because after that Barcelona started to suffer. To be fair, their results weren't good enough even under Guardiola in his last season. But things got worse when he left, especially as their rival Real Madrid became stronger and won the Champions League. So they brought in Luis Enrique in 2014, hoping he would turn things around. And he didn't let them down, as they won 5 titles in his first season. And with that, he won the treble for the second time in their history. And of course, he won the world's best club coach award. Everyone expected that they would repeat the same success the following season. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, especially since they lost Messi for 2 months due to injury, but at least they won the Copa del Rey and La Liga. We can't count the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup because we usually combine them with the previous season. So despite being eliminated by Atletico Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals and losing the Spanish Super Cup to Athletic Bilbao by 5-1, they gave him another chance. Because to be fair, even if it wasn't the result they were expecting, we can't say it was a bad season, but Enrique felt the pressure starting to build. So in the preseason, he informed the club that he might not renew his contract. But they told him not to rush and to think about his decision. But things didn't go well for him, even though they started the next season by winning the Spanish Super Cup after 2 years of trying without winning it. The team was struggling. And as you remember, they lost 4-0 to PSG in the first leg of the Champions League round of 16. And after that game, he started thinking seriously about what he said in the summer. Leaving the club. But it took him 2 weeks to announce it. After the defeat, they played 2 games as if nothing was going on. But in the third game on March 1st, in which they beat Sporting Gijón by 6-1, he announced after the game that he would leave the club at the end of the season, justifying his decision by saying that he needs to rest and that coaching Barcelona takes too much of his time and energy and he doesn't even have time for his family.
Today I am announcing to everyone that I will not be the coach of FC Barcelona next season. I am announcing it now. My motive is clear. It's about how I live with this profession, with a never-ending quest for solutions, a never-ending quest to improve my team. That means that I have very little time to rest, very few hours to disconnect. And I think it will be good for me at the end of the season because I will need to rest, and that's the principal motive.
So after he announced his departure, the pressure on him and the players eased a bit, and the team's results actually improved in the remaining 3 months of the season. And as you know, just 1 week after his decision, they knocked out PSG and came back from a 4-0 defeat to win the game by 6-1. It's crazy how history kinda repeats itself. 7 years ago, he led Barcelona to that epic comeback against PSG, and after he left, he didn't manage any club. But when he finally did, he ended up on the other side, coaching PSG to do the same against Barcelona. Anyway, after that comeback, they won the Copa del Rey for 3 consecutive years. Also, they fought for La Liga until the last minutes, but unfortunately, they lost it by only 3 points. But all this did not change Luis Enrique's mind, so he left at the end of the season. Because what he said isn't the only reason why he left. There are many reasons. For example, during his time at Barcelona, he was always compared to Pep Guardiola. Whatever he achieved isn't enough for them, because, as you know, Pep Guardiola Barca achieved everything, and on top of that, they played the way they wanted. So they wanted to repeat that, but they couldn't. Even if they won titles, you don't see that dominance from defense to attack. Plus, they were criticized for the way they played. The whole team was only serving MSN, but the fans wanted everyone in the team to play well, like Guardiola did, and not rely on only 3 players. And when they are absent due to injury or something like that, the team stops performing well. So if you go back to the posts on social media 7 years ago, the fans were not happy with him and did not want him to stay because things were different at that time. They still wanted to dominate Europe like they did before, especially since Real Madrid had the best team in the world and were dominating Europe. In addition, Enrique showed many times that he couldn't control the stars he had and manage the team the way he wanted, especially in his first season. As you remember, he had many conflicts with Messi, such as when he wanted to sub him out but Messi refused, so he subbed Neymar instead. This created a bad environment in the team for some time. To understand what I'm trying to say, just look at the way he treats Mbappe in PSG. He wants to create a team that doesn't depend on only one player. But in Barcelona, over time, he learned that Messi is untouchable and that he is not like any other player. He needs him. Another reason we cannot deny is that he wanted to ask to leave before he was sacked because the team was not performing well. So he wanted to be the one to ask to leave, because during his coaching career, he was never sacked. I mean, he started at Barcelona B in 2008, and when he found an opportunity to coach Roma in 2011, he left. And when he failed to qualify for any European competition, he resigned. The same thing happened at Celta. After only one season, he left to coach Barcelona, and you know the story. And finally, as coach of the Spanish national team after they were knocked out of the World Cup by Morocco, he resigned from his position. So we can confirm that he's not one of the coaches who waits until things become awkward. When he feels that things are not going well, he steps aside. But whatever the reason that made him decide to leave, we can say that it is not easy to coach FC Barcelona, because the amount of pressure that comes with it. Any coach needs a lot of energy to stay in his position for many years.